but like most people's minds is just Manhattan. But it's actually called New York for a reason, and it's a huge state. But if you just want to leave Manhattan, you've been there before, get in your car, go around the state. It's country everywhere. You'll find some amazing cities. The capital is Albany. It's an amazing city itself. But just go around and discover places that you wouldn't think that were there.
To always consider the customer's budget. Don't think that it's not achievable because it's not Manhattan standard. There's so many areas outside of Manhattan where you can stay. I personally stayed in Long Island City, 2 stops from Central Station, and I stayed in Brooklyn in Prospect Park, and that area itself has loads. It's about 20 minutes, and you can buy unlimited 7-day travel pass for all 5 boroughs in New York for about $35, so it's economical as well.
I think my top tip would be to encourage people to look beyond New York City and look what else there is to offer in New York State. There's a lot out there. People have heard of Niagara and Long Island and so on, but if you look, there's a lot of other things to offer in New York State.
Well, New York State is, you can actually, believe it or not, it gets a lot of snow. Snow comes down from Canada, so you can actually, there's certain parts of the state you can actually go skiing. And if you go in the summertime, you can go and get little cottages and spend some cottages out further upstate in Syracuse. Go see some major league sports or minor league sports in Syracuse and those parts. So yeah, it's got something for everybody really if you like driving and being in the countryside.
I would recommend getting out of New York City. As fabulous as it is, there's so much more to do. Amtrak have trains that go all over the New York state area, all the way up to the border with Canada. There's an airport in upstate New York, Niagara Falls Airport, and that can take you to other places. You get to see Niagara Falls, but you also you can go to the Catskill Mountains, you can go to Martha's Vineyard. They're all really easily accessible via train.
Some lovely areas of lakes and so on. There's some nice beaches along the Long Island. Niagara Falls I've been to personally, and that's well worth a visit. It's not just the Canadian side, it's also on the New York side as well.
Well, I've been to New York State twice, and the first time we actually left Florida and we're going to Cooperstown. Now, Cooperstown is a lovely little town. It is actually the home of baseball. It's got the Hall of Fame there. I'm a big baseball fan, big New York Mets fan. And it's based on a little lake, and we had a fantastic time. And when we went, was it late March, early April, and there was snow on the ground. But we had a fantastic time, really. It doesn't really matter what time of year there. We went all around the baseball hall, the museum, and had some great times.
My own personal one was I met a lady online, became friends through a group, and my family, when we went to New York, we hired a car from New York City, which was fun, and drove upstate to go to Orange County Choppers. It's a TV series and they make bespoke motorbikes, so they've got a restaurant on site, and my husband's into bikes, so we met up there and had the best burger we've ever had.
Niagara Falls, I think. I went there as a child, and it was the first time I'd seen some falls like that, of that scale, and it was quite an eye-opener, and getting a photo taken of going down the falls in a barrel was my big memory of it.
Well, that's the thing, really. There's no right and there's no wrong time to go to upstate New York. It really depends on what you want. Like I mentioned before, you can go skiing, you can go in the summertime, you can escape the heat of Manhattan. You know, Manhattan can be very, very warm and very sticky. Why not get out there, go upstate New York, and got no beaches, but you've got some amazing countryside, amazing scenery. Get yourself a car and get up there.
Mine is personally the week before Christmas. But again, not going where all the tourists go. I mean, it's lovely to go and see the Rockefeller Centre and everything, but we went down to Greenwich Village, to Soho, to all them kind of places, and just wandered around, and it's like a winter wonderland.
Personally, I think the autumn is a good time to go. That area, there's some beautiful sort of colours in the trees and so on. But I also like the winter time in New York as well. So later in the year, I think, probably.